All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here with Marlon from Rams Talk again and reviewing the Rams Seahawks NFC Championship. Seahawks 31, Rams 27. I mean, it's the this was just the buildup. I feel like the playoffs, the regular season, everything built up to this game right here. And it really was a good one. And I'm going to be honest, outside of I'd say two plays in total, the teams played very good football. So just initial thoughts so far on this game, Marlon.
Yeah, so I think both sides were executing. That third phase is where it got really sloppy. Xavier Smith, he had the first bobble, then we go into that second play and he drops it and we get the Seahawks get the ball, I believe, on the 8 yard line. It looked really sloppy. I mean, I thought defense did a better job, than they did last time, particularly against Seattle. We still let up 31, which is unfortunate, but I think just really that third phase of the game was our problem, and I'm excited to see what we do next year. But third phase of the game, we gotta figure that out. Secondary, we gotta figure that out. Other than that, I mean, we fought to our hardest. I would say at least, hard fought game for the Rams.
Yeah, so I got a couple takeaways. My first one is, and we talked about this past week, of like the worry that the Rams might come in this game pretty exhausted. And I mean, the first drive when the Rams went three and out, and then Darnold hit that bomb to Rashid Shaheed, and then they scored again, and it was 14-3 Seahawks. I honestly thought it was just gonna be like the Niners game, and the Rams were gonna get rolled. And then they kind of got a break. Darnold fumbled the snap, got the ball back, and made it like a closer game. So I give credit. I definitely give credit to the Rams for coming back because I mean it's not an easy thing to do, especially in Seattle. Because if they would have folded, I don't want to say no one would have questioned them, but the Seahawks were the favorite. The Rams played three road playoff game, or this was the Rams' third road playoff game, and I mean it was a great game. And I will say, I know I talked about it on our pod a couple days ago, but Sam Darnold, I know Matthew Stafford played well, but Sam Darnold, man, he, I mean, it's not just a coincidence that what happened with the Vikings last year and the Seahawks this year.
Dude's
And
got talent, man. He's
it
got
was incredible. It was incredible to watch. And funny enough, McVay wanted Sam Darnold to be his backup a couple years ago too, but he ended up going with the Niners. But yeah, I mean, when the whole when McVay, Shanahan, Kevin O'Connell, when the whole McVay Shanahan tree likes you, you're a pretty good quarterback.
yeah.
Um, but just kind of, I want to get the elephant in the room out of the way with the Rams special teams. You can say that costed them the game, but Tariq Woolen had the unexcusable thing when he was shit talking. So I think those kind of cancel out. Those mistakes cancel out because each team got a touchdown funny enough the very next play on both those things. So I think those plays just kind of cancel each other out. And then I saw a lot online about the play calling from the Sean McVay, especially on that last play. The only thing I disagreed with was I would have ran the ball on third down in like the red zone and maybe picked up 2 or 3 yards and said give yourself a 4th and 1. But I mean, I don't have it's the Seahawks, best defense in the league, best roster in the league, so many playmakers, not much you can do. And they also did have the momentum. So I mean, the Rams, they played, it was a great game.
Yeah, it was definitely rough. I saw that last play call. We were on 4th and 4. We targeted Ferguson. You could see on the end, McVay's running up the sideline. He's chasing back up. He's trying to see the play call. I think the announcers were even saying that they wanted to see that McVay was trying to see if it was the right play call, and that can't be happening in an NFC championship game. I doubt it wasn't the wrong play call, but for me, I agree with you. Run it up, maybe get a first down or get maybe a couple yards. I don't see the Rams ever being a QB sneak team. We don't like
Yeah.
Philadelphia either, but
Stafford on that 4th and 1, that was the play. I thought they were going to win after that play. I saw
when
that.
he dove in,
Oh my, that was like,
yeah,
I
he
mean,
broke
because,
Demarcus Lawrence's tackle.
yeah, no, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, oh my, like, Rams are just meant to win. Like, the Rams are going to win this. Uh, and then, failed 4th down, but I still had this weird thought in the back of my mind after the failed 4th down of like, I don't know, Seahawks need two first downs and it's the Rams. But I mean, they had a couple first downs and the PI on Cooper Cup or the holding. I don't really remember what the exact call it was, but it was kind of a bait play. I mean, it was a young corner Durant and Cooper baited him, and it was just it was just solid play calling. I'm going to be honest. I thought the Rams had some good play calling too. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was just the Seahawks came out fast and they ended fast. And that's, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's the difference maker. I mean, McDonald, being a second year head coach, just he's been phenomenal for them
he's
too.
the
Sam
defensive
Darnold.
Sean McVay, ironically enough. Young,
Yeah, you
like,
got offensive guru McVay, defensive guru McDonald. So it's
mhm.
like I can't even complain. I hope they go on and beat the Patriots. Honestly, I'm glad it's not the Niners. That's all I
I
have
think
to
they
say.
will, especially how the Patriots performed today, snow or not. I mean, it was, I mean, even though, I mean, Jared Stidham outplayed Drake May today.
Yeah, for sure. And he hasn't touched the ball once this whole season. So it's
Mhm.
like credit to that guy. I'm still not a big fan of the AFC. I think regardless, Rams, Seahawks, they're gonna blow them out. The
Yeah.
Patriots. I maybe not a blowout, maybe because it's a Super Bowl, people are riled up.
Yeah, it's
They've
not going
got
to be as good as this game, though. It's not going to be as close as this one.
for sure. So I don't think it'll be like the Niners game, but I think the Seahawks are just gonna run down their throats. They're gonna end that game in the second quarter most likely. I could be wrong, but the Seahawks are a phenomenal team. Sam Darnold played. I think that was the best game of his career.
Oh,
That's me
100%.
against the Rams. And I just personally for me, I'm a little bit nervous to see where Stafford's gonna go. I think he could win the MVP and call it. He's
Yeah. Do
got
you think this was his last game? Did you get kind of a feeling that this could be, the last one for him or no?
honestly. I want to say no, but I don't know because I think he's still favored to win the MVP. I do think it is great for Drake May though, the fact that he went to a Super Bowl, that's a big thing on his resume, but
Mhm.
Stafford statistically has done way better. I mean, obviously you look at those things and you look at how he's played throughout the playoffs on all road games. Of course the Patriots, I think they got two road games, yeah, and then the one against the Broncos, but you know, they were all low scoring games. You look at Stafford, the game winning drive against the Panthers. You look at him against the Bears, game winning drive on the last play. Obviously, he only had 258 yards against the Bears. Wasn't the best offensive game he's ever played. No touchdowns thrown. Obviously, it was a Kyron day, but you look at how he performed throughout these playoffs against the Seattle defense too. Like, come on, man. I mean, he threw
Yeah.
for over 350, I believe, three touchdowns. I mean,
Mhm.
what a bomb to Puka Nakua.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae Adams shut the lights out, too. It's rough to see. That's Devontae Adams' fifth Pro Bowl, too, or Pro Bowl, NFC
Yeah.
championship that he's lost in. But Stafford, I don't know. I mean, Devontae stays as what he said if Stafford stays. So I
Yeah.
hope we could see Stafford play again. I'd say he has max 2 years if he plays.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
And speaking, you brought up Kyron Williams. Last week we talked about how good he was. This week, 10 carries, 39 yards, and only averaging, I mean, I'll give him 4 yards a carry because it's 39, but it didn't really feel like that. It felt like it was more 2 to 3 yards a carry, and he would just break out. I mean, Kenneth Walker was only averaging three, but he would break out these like 10-yard runs. And
hmm
it's just like with Kyron, I mean, I didn't think they needed him to have such a big game because Stafford's just been so good against the Seahawks and like in his career too. I mean, he's had one loss prior to this game against the Seahawks with the Rams, and it's just, I mean, Stafford. We knew Stafford was going to play well. The thing we were questioning was Sam Darnold. And even though I was pumping up Sam Darnold on the pod a couple days ago, I was still like, I need to see him play a good game against Chris Shula. In the past 2 years, out of the 4 games he played, I saw one good half. And it was the second half of the last game, like in Seattle. But I mean, he came out slinging it. I mean, he was incredible. I know I keep talking about Sam Darnold, but I mean, he did outplay Matt Stafford.
rightfully so, though. Rightfully so. He deserves that credit. I mean,
Mhm.
he two 14 plus winning seasons. I mean, you put that man on the team and he's lighting it up. I mean, obviously, you look at him in the Jets, Panthers, and that he didn't have a phenomenal season. He was set to be a backup QB, as you said on the
Oh yeah.
last one. But I mean, rightfully so, he deserves this. I hope he gets his ring. I mean, credit to Seahawks. I would have been talking a lot if we won. But
Oh, 100%.
I gotta give him the respect where it's given and where it's deserved. The Seahawks outplayed us today. I think even with, I think they had six penalties and we only had two. So it's like, and we have the fewest penalties in the league. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
So I
I'm,
mean,
I
you didn't
was,
lose the game in that sense. If you lose in that, like for example, if that would have been a very bad taste in a lot of Seahawks fans' mouth. The penalties, especially the Tariq Woolen thing, which I mean, I wouldn't have even played him after that. I wouldn't even let him, give a touchdown. I don't care if he's the best corner in the league. I mean, he's not, but you can't do that. Like, it's like, dude, like, and also that changed the game because I am kind of convinced. I believe the Seahawks were up, I want to say 31-20 in that moment. And
oh, yes, yes, they were because, yeah, they were 31-20 because then Puka went on to score after
yeah,
that
because
because we got the first down back.
and before that, the Seahawks had all the momentum. If the Rams punt the ball, because they would have had to, because it would have been fourth and like 12, I don't care what anyone says, the Seahawks at least get a field goal that drive, the game's over. Like,
Yeah,
and
it's
but I mean, the Rams, they didn't make any big mistakes, only gave up one sack, and they just took what the Seahawks gave them. I think you would have wished they had a bit of a faster start because they did in like the first two games against Seattle. But I mean, I feel like if you're a Rams fan, I know like you and like many others in LA, there's not much you can do. The Seahawks simply had the better roster. And I don't want to say they're the better game plan because both teams played well, but I think it was just the Seahawks had the better roster, and Sam Darnold showed up today.
okay. Yeah, I see that. All bias aside, I genuinely think the Rams, and again, all bias aside, I think the Rams overall, without the special teams errors, played better football. I do believe that. I know it's hard to say
I
because
think
they
they played
lost.
equal, not counting special teams.
Yeah, for me, not counting special teams, I think the Rams slightly had an edge. I think the fact that we had to get the ball back with 30 seconds left, we sling it to Puka or right up the middle. We have 25 seconds going down. We wasted 15 seconds on that play. The one thing you don't want to do is throw it inside when you have 25 seconds with no timeouts. We got the whole line sprinting down the field, got to spike it.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm not going to blame it on that. We shouldn't have let up 31 points regardless. And, it was just like the Rashid Shaheed, the Rashid Shaheed. I mean, man, that guy's a monster.
Oh yeah.
Xavier Smith with the bobble, the drop to get them on the 8 yard line or the 10 yard line to score right after that.
Mhm.
It's like all these little mistakes, they're costing us. And I think if the Rams, when they go out into this draft and they don't get a good secondary, they don't get their great safety. I mean, we just re-signed Quinn Lake, so it's like you can't let him go. So you get another safety. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cameron Kinchins and Cam Curl have been phenomenal. I mean, Cameron Kinchins had like a
I think Curl
15
should
yard
move into
sack.
more of what Jamal Adams was to the Seahawks, more of a linebacker role than a safety. Because I mean he just fits better. He'd be much better disrupting the run game than he is now because he does
Yeah.
struggle um against like certain receivers. And
Yeah.
speaking of receivers, we haven't even mentioned JSN yet. And I know people are going to give him all the credit for the game, which he does deserve out of the receivers, but I think Cooper Kupp really had an important game. I
Oh, for
mean,
sure.
all those like all the important catches Cooper Kupp made, and he got a touchdown too, which was cool. And he got the first down, which is a little controversial, but it's
I
like,
think he got it. I mean, when you look at the
yeah,
angle, I mean, his back was down, but I thought the ball was already placed an inch above the first down, like not past the yellow line, but it was
yeah,
on it. So, and that's
yeah.
a
And
first
that's
down.
like a go either way call. Normally the home team gets those calls. I mean, I wouldn't have had a problem with it either way, but no, I mean the Seahawks, and it's one of those things. Cooper Kupp, people's like, where was he all year? He's had two fantastic playoff games. I mean, I know it's hard to count anything against the Niners because all the starters were sitting by the second quarter, pretty much. But I mean, he's really come on in the playoffs, and he had a decent regular season at 600 yards. I mean, that's what you probably want a little more from your wide receiver too. But JSN had like 1,700, so it's kind of hard to do it. But JSN, I mean, really asserted himself as a top three or four receiver in the league. I mean, people are saying a couple of years ago the golden age for quarterbacks. This is the golden age for receivers. I mean,
I agree, man. I mean, look, we got Puka, JSN,
yeah.
who knows where Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase would be if they were on
But
a
crazy, I want you to think about one of those four receivers are ranked number four. I'm not going to rank them right now, but any given year, the fourth best receiver right now, like any given decade dating back to like whenever the AFL and NFL merged, the fourth best receiver right now, probably the first or second best, like in any of those decades.
Do you believe Puka is the best?
Um, Yeah, I mean, it's hard because Justin Jefferson with good quarterback play, funny enough, Sam Darnold has been unstoppable. I think people have been forgetting about that. But I mean, based off the past 2 years, I mean, Puka, no one can guard Puka. Like all the good teams can't guard Puka. That's the problem. Like, I don't get it. Like, I honestly don't understand. Every time he plays a good team, no one go like he'll play the Cardinals and just be silent, and then he'll play like the Seahawks, the Niners, all these other teams, and like the Eagles, and like he's the man. So I don't know. Like I think he's
Second or first most contested catches in the league.
and he's fast too. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for that for his speed.
Yeah, and he's a physical. He plays like a receiver tight end, if that makes sense.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he's a big, dominant physical receiver. You throw the ball to him, 9 out of 10 times he's catched it. And I mean, like my brother was saying it to me, like every time you need that guy to make a play,
he
he
makes
makes
the
that play.
play,
Yeah,
and
he will
he
go and
and
make that play. And the only time we've seen him really make a fumble on the ball, or not a fumble on the ball, but like a mistake was the Panthers game when he dropped that touchdown pass. But
yeah.
other than that,
But then
he's
he
been
broke up
flawless.
an interception, so it kind of like it
And
goes
today
back.
he did.
Yeah, and I think with Puka, one of me kind of reminds me of, he kind of reminds me of what Gronk was with the Patriots. I'm not saying he's as unstoppable with Gronk because you literally couldn't tackle Gronk, but in terms of just whenever Stafford needs something, Puka's there. And Puka, and he never goes down on the first tackle. I mean, it's just sad what happened at the end of the game. He really tried to get out of bounds, but the knee was down. Like,
Mhm.
and it's just hard. And even if they call it out of bounds, I mean, it's 40-yard line, three. Like they had one play to get to the end zone. I mean, I don't want to say I question it because Puka's on the Rams, but I will say Puka makes Devontae Adams better. Devontae Adams looks a lot younger this year than he's has the past couple of years because the pressure isn't on Adams. Puka will get to on the field and it's like Adams run a fade at the 10-yard line, he scores. So it's if you're the Rams, if they run back this team, I would feel very confident, assuming everyone stays healthy, because they also got lucky. Stafford stayed healthy the whole year. I mean, he probably had some injury we didn't know about because all these like great tough quarterbacks do, but they kind of got lucky with that because this was the first time in a couple years where he wasn't really injured.
Yeah, I mean, he had the back injury. Sorry, not to cut you off, but he had the back injury coming into the season. Everybody was like, yeah, Stafford's not going to be able to play that well. And look, he's the MVP candidate, leading touchdowns, leading yards.
He should be the MVP in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, credit to Drake May. I mean, he went 14-3. He made it all the way through the playoffs to the Super Bowl, but I think it's a little bit different. You got Stafford, he's 37. People will argue he has Puka, Devontae, this great tight end room. He's got a two-headed snake and Corum and Kyron Williams who can catch the ball and run it. So it's like, yeah, I mean, you could look at it like that, but it's like, what if we put Drake May on the Rams? It's like you can't
Yeah.
look at it like that. But I just think there's a lot of credit to Stafford, all that. I'm excited to see what happens next year with him if he decides to keep playing. I'd love for that. I've
Yeah.
heard rumors that we might go get Joe Burrow, a lot of things. So it's like anything could happen.
Oh yeah,
But
if you have a
the Rams,
chance to
the
get Joe
Rams,
Burrow, how many first round picks would you give up?
dude, I'd give up both right now.
Obviously, yeah.
I'd give up both right now. I'd give up our 2028. The Rams with a good QB, success happens every time.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, he was again like it was controversial with him against the Patriots in 2018 or 2019, I believe it was, whatever year it was. Um, he didn't play his best game. I don't like to blame Jared Goff for that. I think Belichick just outcoached McVay.
Yeah, it's
McVay,
just and McVay
but
was still really young at the time. He still is young. He just turned 40, but at the time, he was like 30 years old. It was absurd.
yeah, and McVay's been not to talk about McVay, obviously, because this isn't what we're talking about, but he's been 2-0 in NFC championships, taking us to the Super Bowl twice, and he's won one of them. So it's like, I'll give credit to him, but I'm really excited to see, well, not excited, I'm actually a little nervous to see what happens with Stafford, and especially with Devontae Adams, staying, if Stafford will stay most likely. So it's like, because they're both getting older, I believe Devontae Adams is like 33 and Stafford's about to be 38 soon. So it's a toss up. Aaron Rodgers did it till he was 42, but
Yeah.
it's
So
not
I
the
have,
same
I have a
thing.
question. Let's say let's say Stafford retires hypothetical trade. The Rams, so the Bengals call you guys and they're like, we want Jared Verse and two first round pick, or let's say three first round picks. I think that's what the number one pick that the Panthers did for Bryce Young happened a couple of years ago. So two first rounders this year, your first rounder next year, and Jared Verse for Joe Burrow. Do you do it?
Take it. I take it. I think Jared Verse is phenomenal. I mean, he didn't do great on the sacks. We still have Byron Young. We have Kobe Turner. We
Mhm.
got Puna Ford, Brandon Fisk. I love our defensive line. I love it. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I wish we could have won one with Jared Verse this year. I mean, that would have been great. I wish we could have won one with all these defensive players. But I think Jared Verse, the best thing he's good at is just pressure. He's not the best sack person, especially this year. Last year, that's different. He was
Mhm.
great. Defensive rookie of the year for a reason. Well deserved. But I think when the Rams have a good quarterback under McVay, I mean, dude, again, offensive guru. We need a franchise QB every time that our one gets older.
McVay made
Jared Goff's
John
on the same.
Warford look good. Like against like they won a playoff game with him in 2020 against the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know, man. I think the thing is with McVay and quarterbacks, it meshes. Like you said, he wanted Sam Darnold. Not everybody sees that potential. I think when you look at Les Snead and McVay on how they draft too, like they are unstoppable in the draft. I mean, 171 teams I think skipped Puka. I
Yeah,
mean, come
no.
on, a bunch of teams skipped over Jared Verse too.
Oh yeah, no, he went
Look what
19.
happened.
That was crazy. And I will say, something I want to bring about McVay, and this just popped in my mind, but I think you can tell a lot by a coach by their coaching tree. McVay, Liam Cohen was the OC under the Rams. The only reason he went to the Bucks was so he could call plays. Kevin O'Connell, OC under the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Raheem Morris was the defensive coordinator who apparently they weren't too sad about losing. They had another defensive coordinator before him who got, oh yeah, Brandon Staley. And there's one more guy who got the job, and their OC Mike LaFleur. He's probably gonna get the Cardinals job. That's what I've been hearing. But all those guys under I mean, McVay's coaching tree, you can tell a lot by a coach by this. McVay's coaching tree, he will be responsible. So, because I would say, um, Liam Cohen and what's his name, Kevin O'Connor are both top 10 coaches. Three of the top 10 coaches are McVay and his coaching tree.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about McVay knows what he's doing, especially under Les Snead. I mean, it's just this general management and the whole Rams franchise has been killing it, coaching wise, drafting wise. I mean, like you said, Raheem Morris head coach, Chris Shula had a bunch of. I mean, I don't know if he's going to leave now because if I'm him, I want to be a head coach. I'm not going to go be a defensive coordinator somewhere else. Stay with the
Yeah.
Rams, went to the NFC Championship. And you fell this short. So it's like,
And you got a young defense too. That's the thing. The offense is old, but the defense, it's pretty young, and you're not paying any of them, so you can go get a star. And I also want to just say for the future, I know we're supposed to be talking about the game, but the three teams making the playoffs from the NFC West, I think that's going to be a normal thing. So if you look at the NFC, this NFC South is a mess. Like it's just gonna be just a random Bucks, Panthers, Falcons come out of there. NFC North's pretty good. I'll give them that. I mean, if the Vikings get a quarterback, those are four real teams right there. And then you look at the NFC East, Eagles. I mean, they got first rounded by the Niners, and they couldn't really, they Nick Sirianni. We don't know about him. Cowboys mess, Commanders mess. Giants are interesting. The NFC is gonna be run by the NFC West. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if for the next 5 years, at least three of the teams from the like 3 of those years from the NFC West, a team like represented them in the Super Bowl.
yeah, man. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, I do want to say with the Cowboys, they did just get a defensive coordinator though, so
Yeah.
that might change things. I mean, you still got to draft and get some good players back there, but yeah, I mean, the NFC West is just phenomenal, man. I mean, a healthy Niners team, they could have easily showed up against Seattle and caused a difference. I still think Seattle would have been the better team. I think with Fred Warner and all those stars, Bosa, everybody, I still think the Seahawks are an edge better, but we didn't see them at their full potential. The Rams, obviously, phenomenal, 12-5 and still took it all the way up, beat the Bears, all these teams. Niners went on to beat the defending Super Bowl champions, with an injured team as well. So it's like the NFC West, yeah, like you said, I could even see him being almost 10 years. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I had somebody say to me that the NFC West has been the best division in football in general for the past 15 years. I think it's a little debatable, but I think at least for probably 8 of those years, I'd say they were a top 2 or 3 division in the whole league, including AFC and not just NFC. So,
Mhm.
I mean, the Niners have made it to the playoffs almost every time. The Rams have made it 7 of the 9 last years. I mean, they've been to the Super Bowl twice. I mean, almost again. The Seahawks, they were a little bit iffy. The Cardinals, awful. But,
Yeah. They're gonna be
Other
off
than
on
that, I
that
mean,
ownership.
yeah, I mean,
And
other than that, you got the big three right there.
yeah, and I will say it's kind of interesting. You look at, the Patriots, good ownership, good general manager, good coach, good quarterback. If you got those four things in a franchise, because one, like they all kind of come together. If you have good ownership, they're gonna hire right. And if you hire right, you're gonna get a good quarterback. Like, if you got those four things, you're a playoff team every year. I mean, if you look at the playoff teams, I mean, Rams, Stan Kroenke, the best owner in multiple sports league, and then you got their GM Les Snead, who completely flipped his philosophy from trading picks to hitting on. I mean, he hits on every pick. I mean, it's not just the first rounders with Jared Verse; it's the late rounders, Puka, Fisk, like Byron Young. Like, it's absurd. The 49ers, good ownership with the Yorks, great GM and John Lynch, fantastic head coach Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, which he proved against in the wild card round against the Eagles. He's a franchise QB. I mean, really kind of helped the Niners this year. And I'm trying to think of all the other Patriots too. Great ownership. Even the Broncos too, good owner. Like the new Walmart guys, just infinite money. So there's kind of a theme with all these kind of last standing playoff teams, like those four, like if you got those four boxes checked, everything's gonna get checked. And I just want to kind of give you the floor to kind of say anything you have on your mind about the Rams in this season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see for the draft. Stafford, I pray he gets his MVP, deserves it. I think it was a phenomenal season, a lot to look back on. I think, going into next year, defense and special teams for sure, but I think defense honestly is more important in my opinion. I think special teams will come.
Mhm.
I think it will, regardless of the coaching. I think that will be cleaned up. You
And then
saw
the
we, I
guard, in
don't
my
know if you
opinion.
saw yeah, I don't know if you saw in the late minutes, or I think the third quarter, I believe, after like Xavier Smith with those two bobbles and then the drop, obviously giving the Seahawks the rock. But we put in Kyron Williams and both two catches. I'm not gonna hate on Xavier Smith. He's been consistent. Even McVay said it. He's a consistent player. He had a rough game. It definitely cost us some plays. Who knows what could have happened if he didn't drop that and or if he didn't bobble that, and who knows what happens if we take the ball in that possession rather than the Seahawks getting it. We could have scored that play or at least gotten three, and then it's a two or not even it's a field goal and we're tied or we're ahead. So it's like there's a lot of factors, but I just think going into next season, Leslie and Sean McVay are going to have to do good in the draft. You got two first round picks. You can make work with that. You can either trade it if Stafford's gone, obviously, plus with a star,
Or
maybe
package
Jared
them,
Goff.
trade up for someone like Caleb Downs.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. We could definitely trade up too. I'm really excited to see the next season. I'm excited to see who we draft. I believe our secondary is the biggest concern. Um, But yeah, man, I think also one more thing I wanted to say, Stetson Bennett, man. I mean, I don't know if anybody's watched him in the national football or in college football, but he was phenomenal. I mean, he
Oh yeah.
played great in the postseason or the preseason. He had one pick, I believe, but he threw amazing. I mean, he was hitting all of his reads. He was phenomenal in college football. I'd really like to see if he has a promising career with us. I mean, I'm sure we'll play him again in the preseason, not Garoppolo, but I'm excited to see what Stetson Bennett could do if that's our QB. It could happen. I could see the Rams being a little bit more conservative, wanting to keep their draft picks, their players, and re-signing a lot of people. But obviously, we got to go out and get a secondary. But I could also see us not, if Stafford does leave, not going for Joe Burrow and trying to see if Stetson Bennett's the next one, and maybe having a bad year and letting him develop because he's had all this time with Stafford. I mean, he's had this year with Stafford, so he's got to have learned something. But I could see him being a great development player for us and potentially being a starting QB if we don't want Burrow. But right now, my mind is on either keeping Stafford, what's happening in the draft with us, especially our late rounders. We got some late rounders, and you know how Leslie and
Yeah, he's
McVay
gonna
do.
hit on one of them. You have to assume he's gonna get someone good there.
Well, I'm 100% sure we will get a stud. I am
Yeah.
100% sure.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like a ritual at this point.
Kobe Turner was a late round too. Look at it.
Mhm.
His success rate of pressure when he is lined up is 43%. When he is
Oh,
not lined up, it's a 27%. That's a huge difference. That means almost half the time that he is lined up against any offense, he is going to pressure the QB almost half the time.
mhm,
So, it's just difference makers, man. I mean, McVay and Snead are killing it. I'm
mhm.
excited to see about next season. Please, Hawks beat me. Please.
All right. All right.
Please.
So thank you, Marlon. His Instagram, Rams Talk, everything will be linked in the description again.
Follow up.
It was great doing this with you the past 2 weeks. We're gonna do a couple episodes in the off season leading up to free agency and the draft, and obviously next season we're gonna kind of link up too. So yeah, appreciate it. Great season for the Rams, and we'll see you next year.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate it.